two partings by mutual consent there. The Ian Holloway one is a weird one, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't get this, Gman. How can you be tired after only 8 games of the season? That's what I don't get. I don't get it. How can you tell where your team's going after 8 games? I think there's a little more. I've been kind of thinking about it for the last week and thinking, you know what? There's a little more to it, because it was a bolt out of the blue. After last week's show, when we were like, you know what, we don't want to perpetuate rumors about the meeting with the chairman. It was strange. I felt it was a very, very strange sacking, and yeah, I still don't get it. I mean, Holloway brought in those 14 players, so why would he leave it so quickly? I mean, Di Canio, you can understand where he was such a kind of poisonous, toxic entity, and he was very divisive in the club. You could kind of say you can at least leverage that, but with Ian Holloway, it was like, I didn't get it. I really don't get it. After all that work last season bringing Palace up and only leaving after 8 games.
I think like in the sentiments of what you just read there, it's like where he said things have changed too soon. It's like, you know, there have been suggestions that he's clashed with certain players, especially the new players and the more higher caliber ones, not naming no names, but you know, you can just, you know, put the likes of Shamak, you know, and Thomas, you know, played in the Premiership before. They've, you know, different cut of the cloth from the Palace boys that come up through the ranks and then have made their way into the Premiership, you know. And it's just the suggestions that they clash. There's a clash of cultures. There's a clash of, you know, what is it? There's that report that one player, you know, was getting fined so many times that they had to set up a direct debit. He's meant to be one of the new lads, you know, setting bad examples and all those type of stuff. Like you, I believe there is something, you know, deeper happening down. But in both cases, when you look at the Canio and this, you're starting to feel that it's down to player power.
So do you reckon the same with Chris Kiwomya's departure then? Because Chris Kiwomya's departure, I mean, if you're bottom of the table, obviously that's pretty much based on results. That's pretty much based on results. So it's one of them Kiwomya can't exactly say, yeah, we're playing nice football, but we're bottom of the table. Yeah. I mean, it's results that count. And a lot of Notts County fans were apparently not really happy with the way the club seemed to be going. I mean, Big T has always defended Kiwomya and said, you know what, the boys are going to get it. But at the same time, he was like, you know what, after last weekend, it was kind of like, you know what, he had to go before it was too late. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know what, just taking it from, like, basically, Chris Kiwomya, I haven't really followed his, the you know, what's happening behind the scenes with him in Notts County. But at the end of the day, as you said, it's really results, you know, results orientated move, as you said, Big T said, get rid of him before it's too late. But at the end of the day, you know, they
Talk
did
a bit about Charlton.
They did give him a chance. You know, they were giving him a chance. You know, and the results never turned around. You know, last season Big T was saying, you know, next season we could have a good season. We could have a good season on Chris K. Just give him a chance, and still hasn't materialized. Bottom of the league.
Yeah. But for me, that's the jack. I mean, being bottom of the league, but at the same time, I mean, obviously, there's been more games played in the Sky Bet football league than in the Premier League. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird one, because then who do you get in to change things? There's the thing, and is somewhat, and especially with Palace, it's a case of 14 new players, just like the Sunderland thing, where there's a bunch of new players that now, after subscribing to one theory, they've now got to subscribe to another. All right, with both sides, the only way is up, but at the same time, it's a risky one. It's always a risky move. But I mean, Jamie Bailey, you wanted to jump in on this, didn't you? Jamie, did you want to jump in?
Yeah.
I think somebody's needs to mute their mic as well.
No, I think we're good, man. I think we're good. Go. Have at
it. Yeah, it's going to happen again this season where we're going to see manager sackings or managers walking out. So technically, it's going to happen. It's going to happen again. There's a couple of things that I've already said before, which should really be coming up again, which is who's going to take over as manager. Obviously, Poyet has gone up to Sunderland. Again, Notts County are a very British club. Why don't they get taken over by a British team, British manager? There's a lot of managers out there that can actually take over. Maybe even see somebody like the likes of Hope Powell even taking over a job at the men's league. Obviously, it's not in the pipeline yet, but it can actually happen. Also, maybe with Crystal Palace, Graham Souness, Gary Neville, all of those guys are looking for jobs. Stop being a pundit. And I've just worked this out. Jonathan Pearce really is that bad after listening to him between Chelsea and Man City.
So you've realised what I've been saying for ages, that he is a terrible commentator.
Yeah.
Personal view.
Yeah, it was really bad listening to him on Sunday and with MOTD2. But well done, Laura, by the way. Did a very good job on relegation zone in terms of your position on MOTD2. I mean Russ, sorry, my bad. In general, it's just I don't get it. I really don't get it with this manager sacking. And half of them, if they're saying that they're tired, then you should have just quit before you started buying anybody in the transfer window. The only one that can come back up anything that he's actually said is Steve Bruce from the transfer from the 3 teams that have been promoted this season, because his team were doing very well and didn't deserve to lose against Calamity Spurs. He can't seem to buy a goal outside of the box if it's the penalty spot. So.
Then something similar happened to Steve Coppell like 4 years ago or so, where he was in Reading, where he like quit after 1-2 games or something crazy like that.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen managers sacked after like 4 games. Look at Les Reed at Charlton years ago. So you've seen people sacked after that, but jumping before you're pushed so early is just always strange. Always.
Remember, one of the best managers was sacked after 11 days. Nigel Clough. Yeah, not Nigel, the other one. Sorry.
Oh, Brian.
Is that
the legend that is Brian?
Yeah.
The legend that is, was, and will forever be Brian Clough.
Yeah, sacked from Nottingham Forest after 11 days.
Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. But you know, Tom Wood, you wanted to jump in quickly as well.
Yeah, I was going to jump in on the Notts County one.
Yeah, shoot, man.
I was looking at the odds earlier, and apparently Danny Wilson's one of the main favourites, apparently, according to Skype, I think it is. But he's like 6 or 4, like 6-1 or 4-1, one of the two.
Yeah.
I was looking at the odds, and he was like quite high up there at the moment.
Do you think he'd be a good fit for that club, though?
Well, if he went there.
Yeah. Do you think he'd be a good fit?
Not really.
Why?
I think let's go back for Sven again. As he's one of the candidates for it as well, up in the betting website as well.
See, I don't know. I personally wouldn't go back to that. I personally wouldn't. I don't know if I'd go back to that. I really wouldn't.